it was just another performance to you?
Yeah, I didn't honestly think about how many people are watching until you just said that. I
It's
didn't
a
even think
popular
about that.
show.
It really is, you know. And so I yeah, I sort of blocked that out. I tend to not really think too much about what's about to happen. I prepare, I get rehearsed, I'm ready to go. I feel really confident, but I don't really psych myself out. The only times I really psyched myself out were during the SmackDowns where I was like, oh shit, I'm nervous. I could get voted off, you know, which I didn't want. Um, but no, it just felt like another performance that I was like really excited about. You know, I was excited to give it my all and excited to wow the judges and wow the audience. And yeah, I was really just, I felt confident. I felt good. I'm excited to show them what I got, you know?
What do you think of the current state? Like you mentioned, your music and all your musical influences. What do you think of like, someone like a Taylor Swift, like someone who's just so larger than life in the music scene today?
Oh, I can't even imagine. Like that's the goal, you know, as a musician. The goal is sort of all encompassing. It's to be recognized for the work that you do and to inspire people. But with her, it's like, you know, that's another level of it's hard to even fathom, you know, her status and what she does for the industry and all of that. So it's yeah, it's remarkable, you know. It's a lot of pressure. Seems tough to be in her position, you know. So yeah, I'm hats off to her.
Can't exactly walk down the street these days, right? If you're Taylor Swift.
Dude, I can't even imagine what it's like for her. Like she must have it must be she must have her own planet that she goes to, you know, and just has a mall there and a pool and you know, I feel like she has her own world.
Did you learn anything about yourself as a performer from The Masked Singer?
I learned that I'm very competitive. I always knew that, but the fact that I got voted off so quickly, I was a little like hurt. And I was like, no, 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 I'm not done. I've got more to give, you know? So there was that. There was that element that it was a little surprising. Um, I did get a little like, oh man, I wish that I stayed a little longer. You know, I was a little sad at first, but you know, the fun excitement of it all kind of over washed all that over.
Is it more of a blow to your ego, like as a singer? I mean, you're in a huge category of singers that get voted off earlier than maybe their time. Like,
Right.
is it, because like as a singer, like, is it more of a blow to your ego or
No, because I know that my vocal style is punk rock. You know, I'm not trained. I can keep a tune. I can get by, but you know, it's to me it wasn't a singing show, it was a performing show. You know, it's so I it wasn't a blow to my ego when it came to singing or performing. I know I killed it and I'm very proud of everything that I did on the stage. I just felt like it was overshadowed by something else that I don't really know. So that was the blow. I don't know if it was to my ego. I was just like confused, you know. I was kind of mad for a second, but I got over it.
you're competitive, you want to win, right?
Exactly. That's what it was. I was like, what the hell? How does that how?
You're like, how does this happen? Well, listen, The Masked Singer is such a guilty pleasure for so many people, as is
Yeah.
Teen Wolf. But another great guilty pleasure, one of my personal favorites, is Jane the Virgin. What was it like to work on that show?
Oh man, I've known Gina for years before that. I love that show. You know, it's critically acclaimed. It's incredible writing, incredible people behind the scenes, in front of the camera. Um, I can't say enough good about it. And I actually watched it not too long ago again, and it's just oh, the show is so good. I loved my character on it. It was incredible. I loved it. I loved it so much. I love them all. Yeah, I'm really happy I got to do that.
Is there any ever talk? Like, I mean, I don't know how often you speak to Gina Rodriguez. Like, is there any ever talk of like a movie maybe for Jane the Virgin or a reboot or anything like that amongst you guys?
No, there isn't. I haven't talked to her in a little while, but I do know that when they were, you know, their original idea for the series was always 5 seasons. You know, they didn't want it to be more than that. So, I mean, it's definitely time. You know, it'd be really cool if they brought it back for a little reboot. You know, everything's getting rebooted, and that would just be incredible if that was
I
part of it.
I think so too. Well, congratulations are in order. You just got married.
Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome. How is it? Because, you know, your wife is also in the business and a singer. Like, how is that? Like, does that help? I mean, you know, to have someone who is in the same profession and understands, you know, the challenges of the
Right.
entertainment business.
Yeah, I think it does, you know. I think if neither of us, if I wasn't in the business and she still was, I would, just the people that we are, we're very understanding. So I think that yes, it helps because we can both, you know, collaborate or relate, but also the reason why that we're married and why we're perfect for each other is because we are also like very understanding people. So even if she weren't in the business and I was still, she would still get it, you know. But it does help. It is a cool element that we both get to share with one another. We have a song with one another. You know, I get to help her with certain music video ideas. She helps me. You know, it's just it adds to the collaboration of who we are as a couple and a partnership. You know, so it's awesome.
That makes a lot of sense. You know, out of everything you've done in your career, you know, let's talk about a 10-year-old you. There is this
Yeah,
great movie, Made in Manhattan. There you are, you're playing Jennifer Lopez is playing your mother. Do you have, you know, you're only 10. Do you have memories from that experience?
absolutely, man. Yeah, I got started young. I was like 6 years old when I got started, and I remember everything. Acting was always something I took really. I had a lot of pride in. I had a lot of passion for it. I was really proud of myself, even at that young age. So yeah, I remember the entire thing. I remember wanting to do a great job. I remember thinking I was like, wow, I can actually like hold up with Jennifer Lopez. You know, I felt like I was on her level when it came to acting. You know, and it's a really special moment and memory and I actually learned a lot from her. She's a stand-up person and is an incredibly talented person and was a great leader on set, you know, and so I aspired to be like her. And yeah, I learned a lot and I remember a lot and it's always going to be in my heart, deep in my heart,
What did you learn? Like, what's one thing you've learned from Jennifer Lopez?
that you can be whatever status, like big or small, and treat everybody with respect and also always show up and be a phenomenal leader on set because being on set is can be grueling. You know, we're working 17 hours a day sometimes, and the crew is there longer than the actors. And a lot of the times, you know, the actors they take this tier system where, you know, there's a hierarchy, and I never subscribed to that. So that always threw me off. So the fact that Jennifer didn't do that, um, it was a big deal, you know, to see as a little kid and to take that in and be like, that's who I want to be like, you know.
That's a good lesson.
Yeah.
What if, you know, now that you've been on The Masked Singer, what if Fox, you know, were to ring up your wife and she said, I think I'm going to do this? Like, what
Oh,
advice would you give to her?
oh man, that's a cool
Having
one.
been through it now.